Hello! Hello everyone. Welcome to Anubis gameplay. Yeah, I know I keep getting off for ages and then come back and apologize about it. But I'm really busy, guys. I'm so sorry. Just the university is really making things hard, and because it's the final year as well, so things are getting serious. Well, yeah. Today's video was actually an idea that I wanted to talk about for so long. It's about healing powers, alright? So, for those who don't know, I've been actually every healing power in the game. And it's not about, like, today's idea is about actually picking the 3 best healing powers in my opinion. My opinion, alright? Again, my opinion. So basically, I'm not gonna put them in order. Like, I'm not gonna say like this is like number 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna talk about why I think they are the best powers and why the other 2 are not really in their place, from my opinion as well. So yeah, I think that will be the video for today. So stick around till the end to gather the full knowledge of the healing powers, and yep, see you in a bit. So, we're gonna start with number 1. The first power that I'm gonna talk about is a power that used to be so goddamn OP before the revamp. It used to be the best, the easiest, and the best healing power in the whole game. And yeah, unfortunately it got so many nerfs, and that is Sorcery. So, for Sorcery, not gonna lie, Sorcery is still good. Like, it's not really amazing like it used to be before, because after the Watcher nerf, yeah, but still, you have so many other powers that you can replace for the Watcher. You have the Arbiter of Destiny, for example, and yeah, so many others. To be honest, back in the day, Sorcery used to be really boring because all you need to do is just spam Restoristic Word, which is the group heal, just to give the shield and the power back to to the Watcher, and the Watcher used to do everything for you, which was a bit yeah, it was a bit crazily OP boring. That's why people used to say that it's the easiest power in the whole game. But now it's not really that bad, and in my opinion, there's no bad power in the game. Every power shines in a different way. Like, you can see from the clips that I'm showing right now, is just like some powers that I've been with, because actually the other 2 powers that I'm gonna mention later, unfortunately I don't have clips with while healing them. So yeah, for Sorcery, yes, you don't have the Watcher anymore, but you can still replace it with the Arbiter of Destiny, and with a good artifacts, which is Purple Healer Ray, Eye of Gemini, or Transformation, and Page of Destiny, you can actually heal pretty good without relying on the Arbit like we used to do before. Like, remember back in the day? Not back in the day. When the artifacts first released, people used to spam the Arbit, which is Eye of Gemini, Page of Destiny, and Soulcroak. And that was alright, but somehow it was a bit overpowered, and again, it wasn't really necessary, and it was a bit sticky in some situations, because in Orbital, I keep saying Orbital, in Orbit, you're a bit stationary, so you can't really move that much. Like, if there's something that you need to dodge or something, you really can't do that, unfortunately. But you used to get through it, because, you know, as a good healer, as a sorcerer healer, and knows how the mechanics works in that raid that you are in, you can easily get through some stuff. But yeah, I think that's all I can say about sorcery. Considering that you can actually heal with any powers in the game, yeah, it's just a matter of how you use the power. How do you know which power is good and bad? Not good and bad. Like, how do you know which power is good in what part exactly? Oh yeah, that was sorcery. Next, please. So guys, for the next power, it's gonna be electricity. For what I can say about electricity is in the medium. Like, it's not good and it's not bad at the same time. It's really good burst heals, but the problem is that one of the best powers in electricity is actually one of their weaknesses as well. So you have Galvanize and Biocap. Galvanize is an amazing heals, don't get me wrong, especially with strategies and transformation called. But the problem is that Galvanize is not far range like other powers or like other burst heals. Like, for example, for sorcery, you you have either Shard of Life or COP, which is Circle of Protection. Those are actually far range if you want to talk about like burst heals or something, or heals that you want to put to save like the tank or something, or someone far away from you. Because in sorcery, you can either put it under you or under someone else, you know what I mean? But for galvanizing electricity, you really can't do that. You only have one option, which is if you want to heal a group of people or someone with a burst heal, you really need to get close to him. And that's not really practical, especially in Elite, which what I've been doing lately. That's why I'm saying, like, electricity is not really that bad, but it's not really perfect, you know? You'll never find a perfect power. Every power has its pros and cons, but those are the cons for electricity in my opinion. Other than that, everything's perfect. You have Biocap. Biocap as well is not far range, if no one have noticed that already. Because you can actually see the effects or the animations of electricity for Biocap on the player. And if you stay like at the certain part of the room, and then the other guy that you want to heal is in the end of the room, you'll see that the effects are not really applied to him. It doesn't apply for far range people. So yeah, that's one of the weaknesses. But everything else is perfect. As long as you know how to time the healings right, how to know exactly when the damage will come, and where you're supposed to stay in, so you don't get you don't be far away and you don't get damage to kill you at the same time, you'll be totally fine. And up to the last power. It's a power that is really known for far range healing. And that alone is just a huge clue for all the healers out there. It's Celestial. Okay? For Celestial, everyone will say that Celestial doesn't have any bad things about it at all. Like, there's so many people that say it's actually the best power in the game, but not really. Basically, with Celestial, you have an amazing heal over time, an amazing burst heals, a very good range, like I said, very far range power, which saves you so many times, especially with the clips that you saw or you're gonna see for God of Monster. You can just heal like next to the door while the tanks and TPSs are just taking the damage over there, you know. That's a really good thing about Celestial. But in Celestial, if you miss a combo, which is, before I start that, I know Celestial is like considered as the hardest power in the whole game because of the combos and when exactly you're supposed to use the combos. But if you literally miss one combo, if your just fingers slip and you just forgot, or just the power didn't resist for some reason, or the combo didn't go well, you're screwed. Because you have the Admonish under cooldown. If you have what the other power called? Oh my god, I literally forgot. the Divine Light, sorry, yeah. If you have Divine Light active and you miss the combo of the Admonish, it's fine. But if you have a Divine Light under cooldown and Admonish, you are screwed. You need to maintain the power, the heal for the whole team just using a shield and a priority, which is really hard in Elite. Because all I'm talking about is the perspective from Elite content, because I've been doing that so many times lately. And it's actually the main content where it makes you see what is the pros and cons for all the powers. Not really all the powers, for the healings, because I've never been like a tank or a troll before to say that. But yeah, Celestial is a bit slow as well. That's another problem. You basically can't you don't have like a burst heals other than Divine Light or God's Light, or I think he has called Guardian's Light or something like that. The big plus symbol one, which is it's actually really good because it reminds me of Renault from the from Sorcery, and definitely with that power, which is the healing tips that I'm gonna say later after finishing this. You can get really good heals with it, you know. But anyway, about Celestial again, the powers, the healings are really slow. You really need to waste like 2 or 3 seconds just to get your group heal active. Otherwise, you really need a very good troll, because you will just end up just spamming your group heal non-stop, and that's not really active, especially in Elite content. It's not a problem. It wasn't a problem in that raid because but if you notice, the troll was really running powers so fast because he was just bombing all the powers to me, because I just kept spammy the shit out of the group heal for the tanks. I was so scared as well, because I did this raid so many times, but still the second boss is just a blast. You can't really forget it. And yeah, that's what I think about Celestial. So guys, this part I'm gonna talk about the 2 other healers or healing powers that I find that they are really not practical in Elite, like the other 3 that I was talking about, which is nature and water. First of all, it's gonna be a shock to the people to know that water is actually not good for Elite. Yes, it's not. You have a flood of power, which is good, yes, but you can't really rely on supercharge that much, and water relies on that supercharge really badly. Like, it used to be able to spam it as well, like you used to do with Arbit and Sorcery, but after the new meta of arts came out, that's not really a thing right now. Like, you can't really spam supercharge, especially flood of power. You find yourself in some situations where you can't. As long as you can, yes, fine. But I would say 70% of the time you won't be able to spam a supercharge for some reason that you're gonna find as a healer. For water as well, you don't have a burst heal. You don't have an 8-man burst heal. Instead, you just have a 7-man shield, which is not really strong at all. It's technically weaker than a troll shield, and the troll shield is really weak, so you can imagine how weak that shield is. Yes, you can double any power or any healing power because of Riptide, but still, you're gonna find yourself wasting Riptide either for the for Souls of the Sea to get the heals over time, or for the shield to get a double shield, or an infinite shield if you're just doing an alert or survival mode. So you're either gonna be one of 2 types of water healers. One of them will be spamming shields all the day, and the other will be spamming Souls of the Seas. Now, thanks to the whole so many mechanic raids, there's so many raids that relies on the people looking at the things on the floor a lot, which is a really bad thing about water, because water, one of the best healing for water, which is Souls of the Sea, covers the whole area around you, which makes it so damn hard to look for mechanics, or if you want to like prevent something, a bomb or anything, like the Intersectum, Delete, the Batman content, which was before Wonder Woman. The first boss had a lot of bombs as well, which was really bad for healers, water healers. I've seen so many water healers just rage from that, because one of the best powers is just a power that covers the whole mechanic, which they had to get it out. And yeah, that will leave you in those situations where you can't use Souls of the Sea. You're gonna find yourself just using priority group, the 8-man heal, which is not really practical that much, but it helps sometimes. It's not really that much of the heal as well, but still H. There's 2 shields and a supercharge. So that's not a bad loadout, but it's not really practical for elite, because you have the 8-man heal, which is I think 8 seconds cooldown. The 2 shields, one of them is really weak, which is not really practical at all in the elite, and you're gonna find yourself just spamming the priority and group, and that's not enough. Especially if you have the page load and 200 odds, 200 rank. Yeah, that was water. For nature, everyone knows the nature power, and everyone knows the problem with nature power. It used to be really good as well. It used to be really goddamn OP because of the spamming green circles, the Eye of Gemini because of the bug form. But after the nerf, nature came back to the suffering part, which is it's even slower than Celestial. That's the issue that have been always the issue with nature. If you are not really 100% experienced player, which knows every second of damage when it exactly comes, you're gonna be screwed. As a wise man once told me, nature used to be really goddamn OP before the ads used to hit like a truck. So that's the problem with nature. I don't really need to talk about nature for that long. It has an okay burst heal, which is the priority. If you use an orb with it, it gets the people to 100, because as long as you have a pheromone on the group, then you can heal them. It's the only power that actually have the priority that can heal the whole group. You're not gonna use Bloom. It considered as a big heal, but it's not really that good at all, and it's a waste of pheromone because Bloom and Savage Growth don't apply together. The pheromones don't stack. You will never ever be able to have 5 pheromones. It's always full. Yeah. Other than that, nature is just the heals over time. That's all. So basically, strategist and transformation is gonna be your go-to, and either Page of Destiny or Purple Hero Rig to not run out of power. Yeah, that's all I can all say about nature actually. So guys, up to the final part of the video. I know I've been talking a lot, sorry about that, and I really hope none of the people that have been watching just dislike and leave, please. Basically, this part is gonna be the tips part. I showed a lot of tips before in the previous videos, and so many people have seen me like actually healing in the game and saying that I'm a really good healer. Yeah, from my experience, healing is about reaction. Alright, so I can give you a loadout for each power, but you won't be able to do the same healing that I am doing in the same alert or the same raid, because you will never be in my situation. You will never be having the same teams that I had. So For example, in the God of Monster first fight, as a Celestial healer, I struggled a bit because the people were just staying in fire and I couldn't heal them. If I was Sorcery, I would have healed them because of Arbit. That's what I'm saying about each power has a pros and cons. Like, maybe Celestial is really good, but Sorcery shines in a different ways, in a different parts and at different situations. So I would say Sorcery is a bit an overall a good power as a healer, because everything you need is in one power. If you need a power that can heal the people that just don't care about mechanics and stay in like a 20 or 70k hit tick in a second, you have the power to heal through that with Arbit. If you just need a normal heal, which is a normal loadout, you have that. If you need a heal over time, which is Watcher, because it's still kind of practical, you have that as well. In Celestial, you have the same thing as well, but in a different way. You can just be back there healing everyone. You have burst heals over time, and an amazing shield, and amazing curses as well. You can see in my videos, and especially in those clips in here, that I've been really cursing some people really fast. In case if you don't know as well, in Celestial, the shield curse, when you have a shield and you have a combo for the shield curse actually stays forever until that NPC die, but the priority heal curse stays I think for 10 seconds. I think 10 is either 10 or 15 seconds and then disappear. So you basically really need to put that priority heal curse like when the NPC is like really close to death, like 25% or even less. Yeah, the shield combo is actually a burst heal for all the players. The priority heal is a 7-man heal over time, and it's stacked with the priority with the group heal as well. Yeah, not so many people know about those combos for Celestial, but hey ho, there you go. So yeah, back to what I'm saying. I don't know why I said all of that again. But anyway, back to what I was saying. The healing is really about reacting. Like, you really need to know exactly when to heal. You need to know that, for example, God of Monster Elite again, I keep just bringing that because it's like the hardest raid right now, to be honest, in my opinion. You have the first boss. One of the NPCs or the bosses will have a hammer, and everyone around him which will always have someone around him. If he just smash the hammer on that metal thing in front of him, all the people will be down to like 10% health. As a Sorcery, you don't have a problem with that. Celestia as well, you don't have a problem with that. Electricity, you have a bit of a problem if you're far away. Otherwise, you have Galvanize, Empire, and Biocap. If you have them stack, which Page of Destiny, you're fine. Other heals will a bit struggle with it. And because of the reasons why I explained. So yeah, nothing really hard about healing, to be honest. It consider yes as the hardest role in the game. For some reasons, yes, because you are actually the team relies on you so bad, and the amount of things that are really expected from you as a healer are like a lot of things that actually expect you as a healer more than a troll or a tank. Because even with the stats clamping, you can still do some raids without tanks, which I did it before. I did the FFN without a tank. Of course you can do elite without a tank, yeah sure, you can't do that, that's impossible, but still, you can still do things without a tank, even without a troll, with certain powers. Sorcery can heal without a troll, because of Arbit. Basically you can really heal without a troll now, because of Cyborg, thanks to Cyborg and the calculator, the House of Legends bot with electricity. Yeah, holy shit, I've been talking a lot. Sorry guys, so basically that's what I've been wanted to say. That's the video that I've been wanted to do for a long time. If you guys have any questions about any healing, anything you need to discuss, again, all these powers are my opinion, and yeah, I really hope that I made anything useful today. So yeah, stay safe out there, stay positive and test negative, and see you later, guys. See you later, guys. Bye.